Welcome to Living a Full Life podcast. Join us as we explore health topics that encourage raising healthy children, living a healthy life, and living the best life possible. Now, here's your host.
Today, we're diving into a silent epidemic, dopamine overload caused by screens, social media, and constant stimulation. It's affecting your kids and you. We'll explore what dopamine actually is, how tech is rewiring the brain, and what we can do to take back control. Thanks for joining into the Living a Full Life podcast. I'm Dr. Enrico Dolcecore. Just like every other week, we're here helping you and your families live healthier lives. Dopamine is, I think, the new endemic in our entire population as far as us, our kids, and the youngsters. They are all getting dopamine unnecessarily, and I think it's something we need to understand. Let's go from the science. That's what I am as a doctor. I want to make sure we understand the science first and getting into this and understanding what dopamine, serotonin, and all these things are. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter. It's a brain chemical that plays a major role in motivation, reward, and pleasure. It's released when we do things like eat, laugh, exercise, or accomplish goals. It's not a feel-good chemical on its own. It's more of a wanting or anticipation signal. It's usually misunderstood with oxytocin release, which is a release after pleasure, but dopamine works in the pursuit of pleasure. And we need to remember that as we go through. So according to neuroscientist Dr. Anna Lembke, the author of Dopamine Nation, dopamine is not about feeling pleasure, but rather about pursuing pleasure. And overexposure to dopamine triggers rewires our motivation systems. Keep that in mind for the entire podcast and what this is doing to our children and to yourself. But you're a lost cause. You're old and frail. You're falling apart. But your kids, we're still taking care of them, right? Social media and screen time use or overuse can unnaturally cause high spikes in dopamine. Likes, notifications, scrolling, they all equal hits of dopamine. And this can be done hundreds, if not thousands of times per day. You really have to put that into perspective of pre-screen and tech times. Let's go back to the 1970s to now. And what that has done to the brains of humans across all industrialized nations. This leads to dopamine desensitization. And I think that's where we're at right now as a society. Is we have desensitized dopamine brains. The brain starts requiring more stimulation for the same effect. Pursue, willingness are all being hit and require more fuel, more dopamine to make more people more pursuit of their goals and hit more of their willfulness or have will to work, play, achieve, whatever it may be. A 2018 study published in Neuroregulation found that excessive screen time affects the dopaminergic system, impairing impulse control and attention, especially in adolescence. A surprising stat is that teens who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media are twice as likely to experience mental health issues like depression and anxiety. 8 out of 10 students, 8 out of 10 teens spend more than 3 hours a day on social media. So we are running into an endemic. It's an epidemic, I think, but endemic for sure. It's an endemic in our society where we have behavioral issues. This is probably the number one thing we run into from between the 4 years of age to 16 years of age category, our children to teenage years, is behavior. Parents coming in saying, hey, we've got some behavioral stuff. We heard chiropractic and neurology can help, neurology therapy can help with this. And really, as doctors, we're battling this dopamine influx in this dopamine society that we're in. So behavioral issues are typically in this category: irritability, impatience, and inability to focus. If this feels like you, as an adult, this could be because of the same thing. You got 25 tabs open on your internet. You got your cell phone, your tablet, and your laptop all in front of you. You're just getting hit from all different directions at all the time. And what ends up happening is we struggle with boredom or simple tasks because normal life feels dull without the dopamine spikes. So the neurological changes that happen with this is that the prefrontal cortex, which is the decision-making process of the brain and self-control area, is still developing in kids and teens, unlike adults. The constant dopamine surges disrupt healthy brain development. We need to be extra vigilant with our children when it comes to these screen times and especially social media. There is no reason our children need to be on social media whatsoever. It's dangerous, first off, from a social economic perspective of having our kids' faces out into the public like that. I think as a parent, it's dangerous. So you get to control the filter of when a profile is created for your child and what age they have to be for that. I recommend the older, the better. And then also the brain dangers that happen with this, with the child using social media early and then starting to get the comparison things and all the things that happen with social media. So the dopamine is the focus here. Research from Nature Communications in 2016 showed that chronic overexposure to digital stimuli alters brain circuits in ways similar to drug addiction, especially in young users. It's equivalent to drugs. And we know sugar does the same thing. Sugar is a drug. It's the same things as heroin, cocaine. I mean, this is serious. We have to sit here, and you would never let your 9-year-old do cocaine. The dopamine hit that they're getting from social media is equivalent. Just being real here. Adults face the same things. We're not immune to this. Doom scrolling, TikTok addiction, and the need to check it constantly are real issues. Have you ever picked up your phone to do something productive, like make a phone call or check your email, but instead you click the social media button instead, and you're like, why? How did I end up here? I was going to do something else. Why do we always default to the social media button or whatever it is, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever it is? Why do we default on pushing that button? That button is pushed more than any other app button on your phone by tenfold. So every time you push the email button or make a phone call button, your social applications are tapped on 10 times more at least than those functional apps or functionality of your phone, which is to make a phone call or to require or to receive a text. So we have to be pragmatic about this and understand that we are as guilty as charged on this, and these habits can pass down to our kids. And I'm saying this as a parent myself, guilty as charged. You know, I'm on my phone in front of my children, and I'm setting up bad examples. So loss of deep focus and satisfaction with real world tasks can happen for us as adults when we get into the doom scrolling. We're getting our dopamine hits as well. Increase in anxiety, sleep disturbances, and burnout. In a 2021 study from Frontiers in Psychology, heavy smartphone users showed reduced gray matter in parts of their brain related to emotional regulation and decision-making. We're becoming more emotionally intolerant, and it makes us a little bit more sad. It makes us a little bit less empathetic to others over time. We're cultivating a society that it doesn't look good in the long run as far as human-to-human nurturing processes. So what can we do about this for us and our kids? I mean, let's get real here. What are some things we need to do actively starting now to really do this? Just like how intermittent fasting in your diet can really help kill off bad cells in the body, lose weight, decrease inflammation, and all the positives that we talked about diet exercises or diet podcasts in the past. Talk about dopamine fasting for a second and giving your brain a reset. Take a break from all digital stimulation, 24 hours or even 4 to 6 hours daily. A 24-hour break can be set for a Saturday or a Sunday where you just do not go onto social media. That is just fantastic for your brain. Or even a 4 to 6 hour period during the waking hours of the day to not go on this. Maybe just skipping the morning, saying I'm not going on any social media until after I eat lunch. That could be a great thing where we have these breaks of the dopamine hits. Let the brain reset its sensitivity to natural rewards that happen, getting tasks done, preparing a healthy meal, finishing an exercise, doing some stretching, breathing, having an intelligent conversation with someone else. These things can all replace social media and get natural dopamine responses from there. Hugging your children. All of these things can do that. Replace artificial highs with natural dopamine hits. Exercise, nature exposure, going for a walk, connection with others, hobbies like music, art, learning, journaling, writing, reading. All of these things can give you the same effects. And then set boundaries for our children and ourselves. Screen-free mornings or maybe before bed. Use grayscale mode on phones to reduce visual stimulation and make boredom acceptable. It fosters creativity and resilience. If you're bored, it's good. Do something with that boredom and make it fun. Do something, make believe, play with your siblings. Be creative, go paint, go draw, go bang a stick on a wall or on a tree, whatever it is. Go do something else. It fosters the right parts of the brain. It nurtures brain development. It increases gray matter. It does all the positive things that I think we're losing. This is a real PSA from the heart. We're treading dangerous waters here in what's happening and making this all norm. If you're a parent struggling with a teen that's doing all this, most likely the social media is not helping. Good luck on you. My prayers are with you with your teenagers. It's a fight. It's a fight because it's become so culturally norm for everyone to be staring at these phones. It's trouble, but you can be the one that makes the change. And it takes a village. So surround yourself with people who also agree with you on this, because it creates a little community of acceptance that, hey, we don't play on our phones. We just don't do that. And then you create new norms for your children, which is really important. I highly recommend that book by Dr. Anna Lembke. Lembke spelled Lembke, even if you're not a super nerd on neuroscience. Dopamine Nation. Please read that book. It's fantastic. It's an excellent source to quote and recommend to your friends and family about how to help with kids that are struggling. I think this is a very important topic, and it's the most common thing is behavioral issues. But we're not broken. We're just overloaded when it comes to all this stuff. When we learn how dopamine works and reclaim our habits, we can take back control of our focus, joy, and well-being. Try the dopamine reset challenge this week. Do it this weekend, this week. Get on it. Do it. Give it a try. Subscribe to the channel. Share this podcast with others. Leave a comment about what you do to help detox from this. And if you're struggling from the dopamine overload as well, reach out to us. Reach out an email or ask more particular questions, because once you engage, we can dive deeper into the right questions that are strictly and specific for you. And then we can get better advice rather than just the normal podcast answers of, get rest, eat better, sleep, and breathe. We can dive in and figure out what it is that's causing your stress and where the dopamine hits are affecting your overall health. But the source we talked about today, it's the overstimulation from social media, the constant dopamine and scrolling, and the TikTok doom scrolls. These videos are giving us more and more entertainment as fast as ever before. And our brains just eat it all up and don't want to put the phones down. And that's a natural response. And if you're at that point where you do tap those social media icons more than anything else, you're probably in the whole dopamine flush as well. So many of us are guilty of it. Join the team. Let's work together to be healthier. Let's help these kids live healthier and have their brain development go. No phones in our house yet, but our oldest is 10, and I don't know what the rule is. The more knowledge is power. The more you learn, it's like, I don't think you're ever going to have a phone. But good luck. That's a dad talking right there. But you're never going to have a boyfriend either. But the things that you say, never say never. But we're just going to try and push that as long as we possibly can. So we nurture that. We create a village for ourselves. We, some of you homeschool, some of you go to schools. We pick the schools that are congruent with this. We put our kids in environments that the teachers, the principal, the authority there are all on the same page, saying absolutely no phones are allowed in this school. I'm like, great, that's a school we'll listen to. Things like that. You may have to make certain changes like that to put them in safer environments. There's no reason for a fifth grader to be scrolling on a phone at all, ever. That's not judgment. That's advice. So use it as you like. We're here for you. Stay well, stay healthy, take care of your beautiful kids, and have a wonderful week.
Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Living a Full Life podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.